good morning, good afternoon, good evening to every single person watching this video. Greetings and salutations from Vilcabamba, Ecuador. In this video, we're going to have a discussion in regards to porn, watching porn, and porn addiction, and how the modern porn industry is negatively influencing young men and young women and brainwashing the minds of the masses, the adolescents. Of course, the adolescents, the teenagers watch porn, are like the number one demographic for watching porn, but also adults watch porn. These same teenagers become adults. So in essence, the masses of humanity are being brainwashed by someone else. Who is that someone else? We'll talk about that someone else in a second. They're brainwashed to perceive sex in a certain way. And this is a worldwide phenomenon. And I believe over 50% of all search queries on the internet are porn related. Take that in, folks. Over 50% of all search queries on the internet are porn related. This is a worldwide phenomenon. So, first of all, let's talk about sex. What is sex? What is the function of sex? What is the purpose of sex? And how is sex being used as a weapon by the powers that be, the dark forces, the dark side of the force, to create further separation between humans, to create further misery and further pain. So, first of all, what is sex? Simply put, sex is the act in which the species, the organism, continues to procreate and pass down its genetics. This is the simple definition of sex. If you have sex repeatedly with someone else, sexual intercourse in the form of genital penetration, and if the two people are healthy, and if neither of the people are practicing tantra, are practicing non-ejaculation, in a very short period of time, the woman, the female in this situation, is going to conceive a baby. However, it would be silly to reduce sex down to the basic biological function, because of course sex is more than that, and it serves a greater purpose, in particularly in human beings. Okay, because animals are lower forms of life, and I don't mean this in a demeaning way. Simply put, animals are not as evolved as humans. They're not as complex. Their brains are not as complex. Their nervous systems are not as complex. Their capacity to experience emotion is not as complex. Though they do experience emotion, though they experience pleasure, they experience pain, they feel, but it's not as complex. You don't see animals drawing. You don't see animals writing poetry. You don't see animals creating music, creating art, speaking, formulating complex thoughts, contemplating the nature of self. You don't see that because the animals in general are less evolved 2D beings, second density beings. Okay, in humans, sex goes beyond the biological aspect of it. In animals, it serves primarily the biological function of procreation and carrying down the DNA. But in humans, it does that, but much more than that. Human beings are complex. The human vehicle is capable of achieving enlightenment. It's capable of experiencing ecstatic bliss because it is a sophisticated vehicle. Thus, every energy center in the human body serves a function greater than its biology. So you have the sex chakra, the sacral chakra, the second chakra out of the seven major energy systems, right? And this center of energy here is capable of procreation, of having the sexual energy procreate, pass down its DNA, but it's capable of more than that. It's capable of pleasure, it's capable of giving and receiving pleasure, creativity, and experiencing an intense emotional feeling as a result of being involved in a sexual intercourse. And that energy can be channeled upwards into higher energy centers, higher ways of being. So the sexual act in human beings can be a conduit of love, can be a conduit of divine love, can be used and transmuted to unite the two beings experiencing and engaging in this act, in the sexual intercourse. See, in animals it doesn't really work like that. You see, in animals, you know, the like you see this in the big cats, for instance, tigers, right? In the mating season, they have mating seasons, right? The tiger will come and the female will be in heat, so they'll both be horny for each other, and they'll have sex for maybe several days, and that's that. The male leaves, the female is pregnant, and life goes on. It doesn't really carry much more of a purpose than its biological purpose in the vast majority of animals, but not so much for humans. Due to the complexity and sophistication of a human being, sex can arouse intense feelings of unity, intense feelings of love in two beings. So thus, sex can be a great vehicle, a great instrument for unity in human beings, for love. The energy can be used and transmuted through certain practices to go up to the higher chakras, to the heart, to the throat, to the third eye, to the crown, and can be used to unite two beings, to create more intimacy between, say, a man and a woman. Now, this is where the question we're gonna raise the question of, okay, if that's the case, if sex has the potential to create more harmony, more unity between human beings, then what's going on with porn? I mean, is porn good? Is porn creating unity? Is porn bringing people closer? Is porn painting a positive image of sex, presenting sex in a way in which it acts as a vehicle to increase unity between human beings? Is that the case? And the answer for that is an astounding no. Why is that? Well, the porn industry is an extension of Hollywood, is essentially controlled by extremely disturbed individuals. To be more specific, it is controlled by Satanists. Okay, Satanists, people who worship the entity of Satan, Satan, right? And it's the same people that control Hollywood. The porn industry is an extension of Hollywood, really. So it's the same sick, disturbed individuals behind things like Pizzagate, and some of you guys are aware of Disney and all the pedophile symbols presented in Disney, and of course the Satanists, most of them are pedophiles also. So the people who control the porn industry are those very same sick, disturbed individuals, and their agenda is to subjugate and control and pervert the human race. Okay, these are the same individuals that are normalizing, in the process of normalizing pedophilia. and normalizing, they've already basically succeeded in some parts of the world to normalize transgenders. Okay, that human, they're basically trying to really like pervert the human race, right? They have like part of their agenda is depopulation, and they don't want humans to procreate anymore, and they want, essentially, they want AI. They want to run AI. They want everybody to be. They want to merge humanity with AI, right? And also they want to normalize pedophilia, right? Because that's part of the religion. So these very same people are controlling the porn industry, and so it's up to them to paint whatever picture they want to paint in porn, and most people are learning about sex via porn because they don't, their parents don't really talk about sex to them. They never really tell them. They never really get proper sex education. They never learn about the capacity of sex to create intimacy, to create love. They never learn about tantra, the power of not ejaculation, the power of semen retention, and the power of cultivating love with another being. Nobody gets educated about sex in that way, and most people, the vast majority of humans now, are getting their sex ed from porn, which is extremely dangerous. Extremely dangerous, right? So one of the things, of course, about porn is that it destroys your dopamine receptors completely, leaving you feeling anxious, feeling depressed, throws your serotonin levels way out of whack. When your serotonin and dopamine levels are out of whack, out of sync, when they're completely depleted, as porn does to you, you're gonna have depression. You're gonna have anxiety. So that's one problem. For me, even a bigger problem is that the masses of humanity are learning about sex from porn. That's very dangerous because in porn, women are extremely degraded. They're looked at as merely objects in which the man gets to do what he wants with and then dumps his scum over, and that's it. The women are degraded, are like looked to be as pieces of meat. They're treated like pieces of meat, right? And of course, the powers that be, you have to understand who's behind even the people who control Hollywood. They're those reptilian entities, right? Those fourth density beings, and they absolutely hate the feminine. They hate to see, they keep destroying Earth. Earth is a feminine soul, it's a feminine expression of divinity, and so they keep destroying the Earth. They hate the feminine, and they keep portraying women as mere pieces of meat, really, just something for a man to come on, really, just use for pleasure and then ejaculate on, in or on, right? Use, really. So that's a big problem, right? Men are learning from porn that women are objects to be used. You see, and it's really terrible. It's really very unfortunate, and the sex you see in porn focuses only on the pleasure, the carnal pleasures of the lower chakras, the lower pleasures of the chakras. There is not love. There is not intimacy at all. This is an act. This is a movie. There's, you may look at this and see two people having sex, but what's happening here is there is an entire set camera crew, right? And there is like a script you have to follow. The actors, they're actors. They're actors. Okay, they use all kinds of drugs and performance enhancing drugs because this is their job, right? This is their job. This is a job to them, right? Every day you meet the actor, hello, and then you have sex with them, and that's that. So it is degrading this sacred exchange of energy, because see, it is encouraging people also to go and have sex with random people, which is terrible, right? Beyond STDs, beyond sexually transmitted diseases, you are exchanging psychic energy with the other person. There is a strong exchange of energy between two people when there's any form of sexual intercourse. And so if both of you have parasites, you're exchanging the parasites. If both of you have demons, right, like entities, like entity attachments, well, you're exchanging these entity attachments. So if, let's say, you have 3 entity attachments. I'm just using these arbitrary numbers, and the other person has 3. Well, after the exchange, you have six entity attachments. That other person has 6 entity attachments. It's not like your entity attachments go away. You just exchange them. You know, more. You basically pick up more entities that are leeching onto you, mental and physical parasites. So that kind of behavior is encouraging porn, right? So you brainwash the men to want to have sex with as many women as possible, to conquer as many women as possible, to use as many women as possible, right? Because you know you brainwash them to see them as mere objects to be used, and you encourage both men and women actually to go and have sex with as many partners as possible, right? You take away the sacredness of this energy exchange. You take away the potential of love and intimacy. You encourage the men to ejaculate. I mean, that's what you're doing. You're brainwashing the men to ejaculate, drain their life force, take away their masculinity, lower their testosterone level, so you don't have independent, divine, masculine men growing up questioning authority, questioning the matrix, and protecting the truth and protecting the divine feminine and protecting love. And then for women, you're encouraging women to go and have sex with as many partners as possible. You're reinforcing in a woman's mind that you're further reinforcing this image that she's just an object there to just serve the man and please the man, and her own pleasure is not important, and even go beyond her own pleasure. You're just brainwashing her to think of herself as nothing more than just a piece of meat, right? You're reinforcing to her that her appearance is the most important thing, because women are growing up and brainwashed to think that their appearance is what attracts men. Their appearance is the most important thing for men, and that gets reinforced in porn. And of course for men also, because all these porn stars have these like extra large penises, so the men grow up feeling inadequate, that they don't have that. For women, all these porn stars, the female porn stars, most of them, they go through these plastic surgeries and they have these extra big titties and these extra big booties. Same thing for women. You make the woman feel insecure because she's not meeting those standards, which are complete illusions, completely fake plastic. That's plastic. These are illusions. So many problems, as you can see, that are being deliberately, on purpose, planted. The seeds, that the brainwashing is being purposefully planted by these people that are controlling they're controlling the porn industry, controlling Hollywood, which are, for the most part, again, Satanist pedophiles, right? And they want to pervert humanity and they pervert human sexuality. So, for instance, in porn, something that is popular nowadays is incest, right? Incest, like family, like brother having sex with sister, brother having sex with mother, father having sex with daughter, right? Who do you think is implanting these seeds? Who do you think is brainwashing people to find this arousing, perverting the human sexuality? It's those sick, disturbed individuals. As Q says, these people are sick. These people are sick. Watching porn is one of the most dangerous things you could do to yourself. So, of course, I didn't even really talk about the power of semen retention here and the power of holding your seed inside. That's going to be for a different video, because I focus more in this video on the dangers, the dangers of learning, of getting your sexual education from porn. So, if you're ever feeling like you want to arouse yourself and you're single or something, use your imaginations, maybe perhaps to somebody in person or something, right? Don't watch porn. That you're doing a disservice to yourself. That's dangerous. It's dangerous for your well-being to watch porn. All right. So that's about it for this video. We'll talk in future videos more about semen retention and the power of holding your seed. And I want to thank all the Patreons for your continuous support and all the people who donate. on PayPal. You can do donation on my PayPal, one-time donations. Who donate to this channel. I love you guys. I'm very, very grateful for you. And if you'd like to donate, financially support this channel, if you find this stuff useful and you've got a little bit of money to throw our way, you can do so down below in the description. Mwah. I will see you guys in the next video. God bless you all.